Hello, and welcome to another Optimum Business English video. In previous videos, we looked at how to greet our audience, introduce ourselves, a topic in the meeting agenda. Then we looked at the different meeting roles before discussing why it is important to control a business meeting at all. Now, we will look at how to retain control of a business meeting and not let it be hijacked, disrupted, or derailed from its goal. Let us start by remembering from our previous video that there are both long-term benefits to remaining in control of a meeting, in that it makes life easier for you later on, as well as the short-term benefits of remaining in control of a meeting, because a successful meeting achieves results, thereby saving the company money. And because it makes you, as the meeting lead or chair, look professional and in control, ensuring that you are respected and listened to, and that they will attend your future meetings. Do you know how to properly manage these distractions? Do you know what to do about it? That is to say, which intervention to use to stop each one. Finally, do you know how to correctly word it? Let us now take a look at ways to ensure that you retain control of a meeting. And managing distractions is a large part of that control and includes things such as meeting attendees answering emails during your meeting, or checking their phones or text messages. Besides having your audience distracted, the next thing that could derail your meeting success is spoken disruptions. There are three main types of spoken disruptions to consider. The first is when your audience talks amongst themselves, even though you as the meeting lead had not asked them to break into groups to discuss anything. Their conversations could be about the meeting topic or not. Either way, it is causing background noise which distracts other participants, and so it should be addressed immediately. Another is when someone starts talking about something unrelated or irrelevant to the topic, like randomly talking about what food is for sale in the canteen that day. The third is when someone speaks about something that is relevant to the topic, but they are taking forever to get to the point. Even if fascinating, it's wasting the meeting's time, so you need to put a stop to it quickly, or you will either lose your audience to boredom or your meeting will not be a success. Remember, you need to be able to grab and bring their attention back to the meeting without alienating them or making them walk out or disengage. The first thing to do is to check your own emotions and to not overreact, but to instead remain calm. Remember that everyone is busy and they often have to juggle or multitask to get everything done in a day. So it is not necessarily a personal attack on you, it is just something that happens. Next, the instant you see someone drifting off or not paying attention, take immediate action to regain their focus. By nipping any trouble in the bud, you are making an example for the whole team, ensuring that everyone pays attention. So what actions or interventions could you take if someone becomes distracted? You can start by simply asking the person who is distracted a question regarding the topic, such as, "James, would you agree with that?" Or, "Sue, is there anything else we should be considering?" Your question places the spotlight on them, letting them know that they need to pay attention if they don't want to be caught out again. It also lets everyone else in the meeting know that you will notice if they are distracted and that you will not ignore it. Asking a question is a simple yet effective tool in managing an audience. It is also great to involve your audience so that they feel part of and important to the meeting. But remember to use it correctly and respectfully. What I mean by that is, if they are unable to answer the question, or if they try to make up an answer to hide that they were not paying attention, don't make a scene. Don't make them feel or look stupid or shout at them to do better. Besides being unattractive, it would only turn them into your enemy, and in business, that should be avoided wherever possible. In any event, you've made your point, so move on by saying in a kind voice, "Not a problem, we can check back with you again later on." Or, if they give an incorrect answer, you could either say, "That is not quite correct," or, "An interesting idea, however." Or, a better way of looking at it would be to, before simply moving on, to smile at the next person, redirecting the question to them with, "What do you think, Janet?" Rather than asking a question, you could instead make use of a verbal, being a spoken, or a non-verbal body language cue or hint, such as pausing until everyone raises their heads, or clearing your throat. The pause or the throat clearing draws everyone's attention back to you, and once you see the person looking up to see what has happened, you look them in the eye for a full second to let them know that you see them before moving on again. If option 1 and 2 still don't work, you can escalate it by making a general comment addressed to the group as a whole, saying, "Please may I request that everyone focus only on the meeting and refrain from answering emails or checking social media, etc. Thank you." If those don't work, then you could escalate it even further by making a comment addressed specifically to the individual, saying, "James, please could you close your laptop if you are not using it to take notes, as we need your full attention for the next section." To soften it, because the person is important or you don't want to alienate them, you could add, "And as everyone is under time pressure today, I'll try to finish 10 minutes earlier than planned, if that will help." Then be sure to give them at least 5 minutes back by finishing earlier to show that you do what you say you will. It's a trust thing. Each spoken disruption requires a specific intervention or solution, and we will look at them next. When participants are talking amongst themselves, you treat it the same way you would the distractions of earlier by asking them a question before using verbal or non-verbal cues, that being the pause, throat clearing, and the stare, before moving on again. And if that does not work, you escalate it to a general comment before finally addressing them directly with a specific comment. Then if someone is taking up too much meeting time to talk to the group about something irrelevant, you cannot use any of these interventions. Instead, you need to politely interrupt them and bring the meeting back on track by saying, "So sorry, Jane, for interrupting you, but we really do need to stick to the agenda so that we don't go over time. Perhaps it would be better if you shared your information over the break." The third is when someone is waffling on without getting to the point. Here again, you should politely interrupt them and bring the meeting back on track by saying, "Jane, thank you so much for your valuable insights, but unfortunately, we are in danger of running out of time. Would it be okay if we moved on to?" In summary, besides remembering why it is so important to remain in control of a business meeting. When it comes to people being distracted or speaking amongst themselves, we should not overreact, though we should act immediately by asking a question, using verbal and non-verbal cues before giving a general comment, and finally resorting to a specific comment. For both spoken disruptions around irrelevant topics and relevant topics that are taking too long to make a point, we should interrupt the speaker politely, though we use slightly different wording for each scenario. Finally, let us take a quick look at some of the business English vocabulary used in this video. A benefit is a reward or something good that happens to us or something that we get if we do well. A distraction is anything or anyone that takes our attention away from something or someone that should be getting it. An intervention is a solution to a problem situation. Whereas to take action means to act in a specific way or to do something. And specific is the opposite of general. It is clear and it is focused only on a problem and not on anything else. Please remember to subscribe to be notified each time we post a new video. And thank you for watching.